Do you love the internet? Do you love horror? Do you love internet horror? Be sure to catch Internet Mysteries right here on RatedEm.
Video game consoles post-Y2K embraced a friendlier attitude that really bridged the gap between consumer and product. This was achieved mostly through aesthetics seen in the consoles like Technozen, Frutiger Aero, and Frutiger Aurora, as well as just more approachable marketing. But in my opinion, one of the most memorable aspects of this man and machine relationship was the customization that was capable on these consoles. Whether it's customizing the look of the console's menus through visual themes or creating a digital representation of yourself through the console's features, the 7th generation allowed for a lot of personalization that has seemingly been lost with newer consoles. So in today's episode, we're taking a look at these customization features and seeing where it all went wrong. First, I want to discuss console themes. The Xbox 360 and the PS3 both had purchasable console themes that changed the backgrounds of your home screen, with the PS3's themes having a bit more to them though. I'll first talk about the Xbox 360's themes. Again, these pretty much just change the background of your menus and nothing else from my memory. Now this isn't my screenshot, but this is the theme that I had on my Xbox 360. It's this Minecraft one with the desert background, and I remember when I look at my game library, it changed to a sunny forest. And then I weirdly and vividly remember the storage management screen had a background with like all these zombies in a villager's house. I don't know why that one sticks with me so well. A few people that I knew just had one of the default ones, but there were themes for a bunch of games that you could buy. Here's a Gears of War 2 one, and here's an Assassin's Creed 3 one. The PS3 also had themes that changed the console's main menu background, but these themes would also change the menu icons, all the font for the text, and I'm pretty sure that they could play ambient music and make sounds as you navigated the menu.
Giggity, 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 ha, giggity, 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 ha, giggity, 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 ha.
The PlayStation 3's themes were just a bit more involved than the Xbox 360's. Here was mine, and this is right from my PS3. It's this Galaxy one because when I was 13, I was obsessed with galaxy pattern stuff. I had galaxy vans, my laptop background was a picture of a galaxy, my PS3 had a galaxy theme, like I thought this shit was tough as fuck. I hated that it changed the icons, but the animated background honestly made up for it. Now the weird thing with the PS3's themes is that a lot of them were created by indie developers. There were themes made by developers of games for their games, but unlike the Xbox 360, there were a lot of random themes as well. For example, my Galaxy one, that's not based on anything. But there were also a bunch of these, let's call them indie themes, that were just straight up softcore porn. The Wii didn't have customizable themes, but honestly, the Wii's layout is iconic in its own right. I think a lot of people were fine with this layout because it was just so unique. However, I do want to bring up the fact that the 3DS had themes like sort of late into its life. They changed the backgrounds as well as the icons for folders. It wasn't anything too different from the other two examples, but at the same time, there's only so much you could change with the 3DS's layout. The themes are still kind of around. The PS4 had them, and I think the PS5 has a small handful. The Xbox consoles are kind of weird because you can kind of make your own theme. You can upload a screenshot or an image from your OneDrive as your background and then change the color of your highlight in the menus. I don't hate this, but at the same time, and this might be a personal weird kid thing, I always thought it was really cool going to friends' houses and being like, oh, you have that theme, I have the Minecraft one, and like comparing them. It was interesting to see what my friends thought was a cool theme because it was usually a game that meant a lot to them, especially because I spent so much time looking at my theme my console had. It was cool to see different ones on other people's consoles.
Need a new form of entertainment in your life? Join the thousands of others who have considered subscribing. Side effects may include joy, laughter, and newfound knowledge about video games. Talk to your doctor about if subscribing is right for you.
Want to support the channel? Be sure to share this video with your friends. RatedEm episodes are made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Now, I want to talk about something that is pretty much lost with today's consoles, and that is digital representations. I'm talking about the avatars, and I'm talking about the Miis. Now, PlayStation never really had something like this built into their consoles, but the Xbox 360 and the Wii absolutely did. I'll start with the Miis. I like that the Miis were meant to have a large amount of them on a system at a time because I could not tell you how many of these guys I made. I made myself, I made family members, I recreated characters from all the games that I played, like I used up the max amount of slots. But with the way that Miis worked on the Wii, it was okay to do that. You even had channels on the Wii like the Check Me Out channel that allowed you to publish and share the Miis that you've made. Most of the time it was recreations of famous figures or characters. I also want to give a shout out to Street Pass, which is a feature on the 3DS where you would select a Mii of your own to quote unquote spotlight, I guess, and you would hypothetically pass by other people out in public who also had their 3DS in their pocket, and you would like swap Miis. Their Mii would join the population of your garden and your Mii would go to theirs. It wouldn't like permanently send your Mii over, it would just appear in the garden, like you weren't losing your Mii. So you would see other people's Miis that way too. Nintendo would also just send out exclusive Miis to add to your garden to promote various games or just occasions that Nintendo deemed special. I had like 3 versions of Reggie Fils-A-Me because of this. The Miis could also be used in countless games, even ones that weren't just Nintendo official games. As I mentioned, they were prominent on the Wii and the 3DS alongside the Wii U. And there was also Miitomo, which was like Nintendo's attempt at a social media that used the Miis as well. I was gonna do a video on that, but I scrapped it. Maybe I'll rewrite it and try it again because it's honestly kind of interesting. The Miis are still on the Switch, but they're shoved into the system settings weirdly enough. They do not have a dedicated application like previous systems had like the Mii channel. Oh, also the Switch like doesn't have themes, so there's that. Forgot to bring that up earlier. The avatars were present on the Xbox 360, and these ones were not as make a ton of them friendly. These were literally user profiles, but I loved making them as a kid, so I had like 90 user profiles on my Xbox 360 at one point because I just wanted to make avatars in the same way that I made the Miis. But the avatars were sick as fuck. You could personalize these guys a lot more, but at the cost of, well, actual economic cost. You would get items for your avatar for playing games sometimes, but not every game had avatar items, especially games closer to the end of the console's lifespan. Most of the time, you would have to buy these with Microsoft points, which were a virtual currency you had to buy to get games, themes, avatar items, pretty much any digital goods on the Xbox store. I believe with the change to the Metro layout, this was changed to regular money, and subsequently you would buy these avatar items with real money. But the items were sick as hell. There was a bunch of unique pieces of clothing, entire outfits modeled off of specific game characters, there were avatar props that were just items from games. There was a lot you could choose from to show off your personality. Similarly to how the PS3 had indie themes, there were, I guess, indie avatar props as well. These ones weren't even props, they were like whole ass animations of your avatar shooting people and shit. Y'all seen the infamous twerking avatar video? That's what I'm talking about. Shit like that was far from abnormal to see. Avatars were brought back for the Xbox One, but eventually these were removed. However, I can sort of see why. Xbox added a lot of features you could give your avatar to promote representation for the disabled, people of color, people of all different shapes and sizes, etc. It was misused heavily. Every time I went to message somebody on Xbox, whether to say GGs or to shit talk them over Gears of War, I would see the most racist, fatphobic, ableist shit as their avatar. Like, it was actually a delicacy to see a normal avatar. Either that's why they removed it, or it was a technological thing that made them remove it. Like, I don't know, maybe the server cost to keep that data stored was just not worth it. But if it's the first reason, then maybe I'm happy they stopped supporting avatars because, as I mentioned, they were used for all the wrong reasons. Oh, and another thing, the Xbox One avatars weren't really used in any games, which really sucks. The Xbox 360 avatars were used in games, whether it be titles like Doritos Crash Course or Joyride Turbo, or the Kinect games like Kinect Adventures and Kinect Sports, where it acted more as a guide for how the game was reading your inputs. It sucks that Microsoft has completely abandoned these guys. This is usually the moral of the story part of my videos, and I guess the same argument I made in my magazines video could apply here. I do think that the gaming landscape has changed and newer gamers just don't give enough of a fuck about personalization. Hell, look at all these epic gamer setups, like they're all identical. But that's not really what I made this video for. I honestly just made it to express the fact that I miss these features. And you know what the worst part is? I got inspiration for this video while making my stupid little character on Reddit, so maybe the real moral here is that inspiration's all around you and you just gotta be open to it. I don't know.